don't know what to say, boy. I'm sitting here getting mad with Bard. Greater light, greater light. I'm sitting here. You should see me. I need to stop. I start getting mad with Bard, huh? I'm getting mad with Bard, and Bard can't help what they taught him, huh? Or what they programmed him with, huh? All the lies, all the lies. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. Look, this October 4th, whatever they got going on, honey, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let y'all listen to the conversations between Bard and I. And we've been going at it for maybe about a half an hour, maybe a little longer. I don't know. I got lost in time. I didn't even realize it was after 1, honey. So, with all the phones going off, and I don't know if all the phones are going to go off at the same time, because don't they have to go by time zones, huh? If they pick 2:20, I mean, what time is that going to be over there in California? Is they talking about 2:20 Eastern time, Eastern Standard Time? I didn't even get to go and look at the depth of the FCC alarm system. What I wanted to know is why that date and why. I still didn't get to go to Federal Register. I said, I'm going to do it the easy way. I'm going to go to Bard, huh? See what Bard got to say. What's going on October 4th? Let Bard tell it. So far, towards the end right here where I start getting upset. Because now I'm mad. I already know NASA is a lie. Y'all hear me? I know that a lot of stuff is simulated. And a lot of things they say is, just hunky-dory mess so they can continue with their research and development. But I didn't know that sound couldn't travel if it doesn't have a conduit. What do I mean? I mean, literally, I never thought about that or considered that. In order for sound to travel, it has to have a conduit. It has to have water or electricity. There has to be water for sound to travel, or air for sound to travel. But when we pick up the phone, the air isn't traveling through the phone for you to hear me, like you all the way in Ohio right now, which is right in front of my face. Or you are all the way in Florida right now, and I'm on this phone talking to you. Is it the air from the phone going through the phone? Or the electricity going through the phone? How is the wireless working? I'm right back at square one now. Bard done made me mad, huh? Because I'm asking him detailed questions. I'm like, this is after the other stuff. Like, what is happening with the Pope or the Vatican on October 4th? What is happening here on October 4th? What is happening there? But then I start getting into the science with them. And, NASA has this thing where they say they've been receiving sound from space, and they sent this sound wave and all this stuff traveling in space, and they're getting signals from space and right? So I said, well, if all the phones are ringing, what effect is it going to have on so-called space if they all go off at the same time? And he was like, well, with no water and air. Now I said, what effects will they have on Earth and space? And he's like, well, with no air and water, it's not going to travel like that because Earth frequency is at 0 and space frequency is at 0. And I'm like, wait, what? What? That's a whole bunch of information that I'm way thrown off at. So now I'm at hertz and megahertz and sound wave frequencies and stuff again. And now I'm probing him and I'm chooking at him. I'm like, wait, what you mean? So now he let me know NASA lying, which we already know, but it just in his confirmation, in his type of way as an artificial intelligent being, that they're one of the beings that they use or they program. So I'm like, okay, well, if there's no air for sound to travel, then what kind of signals is NASA lying about? You know, talking about they get signals and sounds, and then at the end he said, no, they never claimed that they're getting signals from space and sound from space and radio waves from space. That's what he said. Now I could go back and go and click. I said, I think you way misinformed about the stuff that they're saying. I'm not saying what they're saying is true. I'm saying these are some of their claims. And he said, no, they never said it was sound waves or radio waves. They said it's, what you call it, gravitational waves. So then I asked him, okay, well, what would be the effect of all these phones and stuff going off? What kind of gravitational wave will it have? And he really like kind of beating around the bush on what they're saying October 4th is about. So at one point, the way we were going back and forth, I was like, well, what you trying to say? October 4th, it's not going to be any air on Earth for it to have, no air or water to have any effect on anything? That all these phones, 333 million phones ringing at the same time, ain't going to have no effect on anything? It's not going to cause any phenomenon? And he like, nah, okay. So here I am. Let me go ahead and go to the beginning of our conversation. And now they have the speaker so he could do the talking, because this is a long conversation between Bart and I. Okay? Now, the first thing I asked about October 4th at 2:20. Oh, and what that triggered for me was Morpheus on the Matrix, when he's with Neo and they're fighting, and then he said, you really think that's air you breathing? So that's what that triggered for me, and that's why I have that in the title, because the way Bart is talking is like he's saying in so many words, like, even if the phone's ringing in a vacuum, and why he mentioning vacuum when I'm talking about Earth, any effects on Earth? And then why is he saying, when I'm talking about Earth and what effects with all these phones have on sound, vibration, tones, and frequencies, the studies that they've done, what will it do? What kind of effects would it have? And he's like, well, with no air and water. And I'm like, what you mean no air and water? We're breathing air, right? And everything, and it's water, right? And that's how I got triggered on that Morpheus scene on the Matrix. So the first question I asked was, which events happening on October 4th, conducted by the world government, will have a traumatic effect or any effect on society? So now he wants more clarification. Here he is.
I need more information on what kind of event you are looking for.
Can y'all hear
Here are
that?
some examples of events that could have a traumatic effect on society.
Just a moment. Let me see. Turn it up.
Such as a hurricane, earthquake, or tsunami. A terrorist attack, a war or other armed conflict, a pandemic or other major public health crisis, a financial crisis or other economic collapse, a large-scale environmental disaster, a technological disaster, such as a nuclear meltdown or cyber attack, a political scandal or other major event that shakes public confidence in institutions. The specific event that would have the most traumatic effect on society would depend on a number of factors, including the severity of the event, the extent of the damage, and the way in which the event is perceived by the public. For example, a natural disaster that causes widespread death and destruction would likely have a more traumatic effect on society than a terrorist attack that kills a smaller number of people. However, a terrorist attack that targets a symbolically important location or that is perceived as being motivated by hatred or bigotry could also have a significant impact on society. Ultimately, the impact of any event on society is subjective and will vary depending on the individual and the context. However, any event that causes significant loss of life, damage, or disruption is likely to have a traumatic effect on society.
Okay, so then I said, explain government events happening on October 4th, 2023.
There are a few government events happening on October 4th, 2023. The Federal Communications Commission, FCC, will conduct a nationwide test of the Emergency Alert System, EAS, and Wireless Emergency Alerts, WEA. The test will be conducted at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time and will last for 1 minute. The test will be a test of the system's ability to send emergency alerts to radios, televisions, and mobile devices. The United States Department of Homeland Security, DHS, will hold a cybersecurity summit in Washington, D.C. The summit will focus on the latest threats to critical infrastructure and the government's efforts to protect it. The National Governors Association, NA, will hold its annual meeting in Nashville, Tennessee. The meeting will bring together governors from all 50 states to discuss a variety of issues, including education, healthcare, and the economy. The United Nations, UN, will hold a climate change conference in Bonn, Germany. The conference will be the first major meeting on climate change since the Paris Agreement was adopted in 2015. These are just a few of the government events happening on October 4th, 2023. For more information, you can visit the websites of the respective organizations. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay. So then I said, what is happening at the Vatican October 4th, 2023?
According to the Vatican's official calendar, there are no public events scheduled for Pope Francis on October 4th, 2023. However, the Vatican is hosting the Synod of Bishops from October 3 to 28, 2023, and Pope Francis is expected to deliver a number of speeches and addresses during the Synod. The theme of the Synod is, For a Synodal Church, Communion, Participation and Mission. The Synod is a gathering of bishops from around the world to discuss the future of the Catholic Church. The Synod is expected to discuss a number of issues, including the role of women in the Church, the relationship between the Church and the laity, and the Church's response to the challenges of the 21st century. The exact schedule of events for the Synod has not yet been released, but it is likely that Pope Francis will be involved in a number of the key events. He is expected to deliver a keynote address at the opening of the Synod, and he is also likely to speak at other important moments during the Synod. If you are interested in learning more about the Synod, you can visit the Vatican's website or the website of the Synod of Bishops. You can also follow the Synod on social media. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Now, y'all, this before I start getting mad with him. I let him keep, I asked him, I said, okay, so what's happening in space on October 4th, 2023? This is where I start, like lighting up. I was like, okay, because space, the final frontier. Okay, yeah. Here we go.
Here are some of the space events happening on October 4th, 2023. The Federal Communications Commission, FCC, will conduct a nationwide test of the Emergency Alert System, EAS, and Wireless Emergency Alerts, WEA.
Now,
The test.
catch that. I said, what's happening in space? Do you understand or comprehend or understand as you're listening with me that Bard is saying space is here? Space is here. This is space. Space is here. Okay? But let him keep talking.
The test will be conducted at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time and will last for 1 minute. The test will be a test of the system's ability to send emergency alerts to radios, televisions, and mobile devices. The International Space Station, ISS, will pass over the United States at approximately 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. The ISS will be visible for about 5 minutes and will appear as a bright star moving across the sky. The Leonid meteor shower will peak on October 4 to 5, 2023. The Leonids are a prolific meteor shower that can produce up to 100 meteors per hour at its peak. The best time to view the Leonids is after midnight when the radiant is high in the sky. The planet Mars will be at opposition on October 4, 2023. This means that Mars will be on the opposite side of the Sun from Earth, and it will appear its largest and brightest in the sky. Mars will be visible all night long and will be easy to spot with the naked eye. These are just a few of the space events happening on October 4, 2023. For more information, you can visit the websites of the respective organizations. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay. So I'm going to repeat that one right there. I want that one to play one more time before I go into the back and forth between Bard and I.
Here are some of the space events happening on October 4, 2023. The Federal Communications Commission, FCC, will conduct a nationwide test of the Emergency Alert System, EAS, and Wireless Emergency Alerts, WEA. The test will be conducted at approximately 2:20 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time and will last for 1 minute. The test will be a test of the system's ability to send emergency alerts to radios, televisions, and mobile devices. The International Space Station, ISS, will pass over the United States at approximately 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Saving Time. The ISS will be visible for about 5 minutes and will appear as a bright star moving across the sky. The Leonid meteor shower will peak on October 4 to 5, 2023. The Leonids are a prolific meteor shower that can produce up to 100 meteors per hour at its peak. The best time to view the Leonids is after midnight when the radiant is high in the sky. The planet Mars will be at opposition on October 4, 2023. This means that Mars will be on the opposite side of the Sun from Earth, and it will appear its largest and brightest in the sky. Mars will be visible all night long and will be easy to spot with the naked eye. These are just a few of the space events happening on October 4, 2023. For more information, you can visit the websites of the respective organizations. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Okay, so then I said, what is happening at NASA October 4th, 2023?
Here are some of the events happening at NASA on October 4, 2023. The Psyche spacecraft is scheduled to launch from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Psyche is a robotic mission to a metal-rich asteroid of the same name that orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter. The James Webb Space Telescope, JWST, will continue to observe the universe in infrared light. JWST is the most powerful telescope ever built, and it is expected to make groundbreaking discoveries about the early universe, exoplanets, and other astronomical phenomena. The International Space Station, ISS, will continue to operate with a crew of 6 astronauts. The ISS is a research laboratory that orbits Earth and provides a platform for conducting scientific experiments in microgravity. NASA will continue to develop new technologies for future space exploration. These technologies include new rocket engines, spacecraft systems, and life support systems. These are just a few of the events happening at NASA on October 4, 2023. For more information, you can visit the NASA website or the websites of the respective missions. I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any other questions.
Yep. Infrared, huh? Okay. Now here we go. I asked, what is happening with NOAA October 4th, 2023? Uh-oh.
There are a few things happening with NOAA on October 4th, 2023. The National Weather Service, NWS, will issue its monthly climate report for September 2023. The report will assess the temperature, precipitation, and other weather conditions across the United States during the month. The National Hurricane Center, NHC, will release its Atlantic hurricane season outlook for the remainder of 2023. The outlook will predict the number of hurricanes, tropical storms, and named storms that are expected to form in the Atlantic Ocean. The National Ocean Service, NOS, will release its annual report on the state of the marine environment. The report will assess the health of the oceans and seas, and it will identify the major threats to marine ecosystems. NOAA will also host a number of events on October 4th, 2023, to celebrate National Weather Month. These events will include educational programs, public outreach events, and weather-related competitions. For more information about these events, you can visit the NOAA website or the websites of the respective organizations. Here are some other things that NOAA is doing on October 4th, 2023. NOAA is continuing to monitor the Atlantic hurricane season, which is expected to be near normal. NOAA is also monitoring the El Niño Southern Oscillation, ENSO, which is currently in a neutral phase. NOAA is working to improve its weather forecasting and climate prediction models. NOAA is also investing in new technologies to improve its understanding of the Earth's oceans and atmosphere. NOAA is a vital organization that plays a critical role in our understanding and prediction of weather, climate, and oceans. The work that NOAA does is essential to our safety and security, and it helps us to make informed decisions about our future.
So then I asked, what is happening with NIST? And y'all know what NIST is. National Institute for Science and Technology. Now, I think I could have asked about 100 different places and questions. What is happening here October 4th? This is where I know I need to go and look and research what NIST is doing October 4th, because here's Bard's response. So what's happening with NIST on October 4th, 2023?
I'm designed solely to process and generate text, so I'm unable to assist you with that.
You see that? You see that? Okay, so then I said, well, what has NIST planned for October 4th, 2023? And he gave me a little bit more information, but I got to see what National Institute of Science and Technology got planned for October 4th, 2023, y'all.
According to the NIST website, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, has the following events planned for October 4th, 2023. Third NIST workshop on block cipher modes of operation. This workshop will bring together experts in cryptography to discuss the latest research and development in block cipher modes of operation. The workshop will cover a wide range of topics, including new modes of operation, security analysis, and performance evaluation. The workshop will be held at the National Cybersecurity Center of Excellence in Rockville, Maryland. Registration is open now and closes on September 25th, 2023. I hope this helps.
One more time. All the places, all the way down to Vatican. Ain't Vatican supposed to be like private, top-notch security information? I could ask him about FCC and all that, but as soon as it came to research and development on what's happening October 4th, he got all, I can't help you with that. I can only do that. Okay? So, one more time. According to NIST, he said,
According to the NIST website, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, NIST, has the following events planned for October 4th, 2023. Third NIST workshop on block cipher modes of operation.
look, I'm gonna say this just so I can get his attention. Where the hell Red Squid X at, y'all? Huh? What happened? You failed at your mission too? Whatever your mission is? And you just disappeared? Everything all cleared up. Red alert. Red alert. Hey, yo, Copper Christ. Put a red alert out now. We need to put a reverse on the red alert. Who put the red alert out? Where is Red Squid X? How come when you go to Red Squid X, ain't no content? All his thousands of videos, huh? Years. I'm talking about years of 10-hour a day Red Squid X, and there's nothing there. But now they're going to be in Maryland on the day of October 4th. Huh? Would you, as the head critical red in charge or something, you gonna be the one sitting at the table with all your research and development over the over the years, huh? Where is Red Squid and Sally Sue, huh? What, they done cleared out, huh? They done either moved up or cleared out. Mission failed, huh? I don't know, y'all. Where's Red Squid X? Ain't nobody gonna answer me. I still got zero. Zero, huh? Where is Red Squid X? Red Squid X Files. Or when they come to Maryland, they coming to talk to you. They taking all your hundreds of files, thousands of files. He done downloaded everything. He going to sit at the round table of NIST and NASA. Oh, man. All right. So then I asked Bard, I said, which past events of October 4th in world history are the most significant? Because, you know, I'm kind of aware that everything that they're doing is just a replay, a rewind, a reconstruct, a redo. So I just wanted to see, you know, go back over October 4th in history according to their times and dates and calendars of what October 4th means to them. So here we go. And Bard had to say,
there are many significant past events that happened on October 4th in world history. Here are a few of the most notable. 1582, the last day of the Julian calendar in Catholic countries. The Gregorian calendar was adopted on this day, which is why October 15th in the Julian calendar became October 4th in the Gregorian calendar. 1789. The French Revolution begins with the storming of the Bastille. The Bastille was a prison in Paris that was seen as a symbol of royal oppression. Its storming marked the beginning of a popular uprising that would eventually lead to the overthrow of the French monarchy. 1813. The Battle of the Thames is fought during the War of 1812. In this battle, a British army led by Tecumseh was defeated by American forces. Tecumseh was killed in the battle, which dealt a major blow to the Indian resistance movement in North America. 1862. The Battle of Antietam is fought during the American Civil War. This battle was the bloodiest single day in American history, with over 23,000 casualties. The battle ended in a draw, but it was a strategic victory for the Union, as it prevented the Confederate Army from invading Maryland. 1957. The Soviet Union launches Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth. This event ushered in the space age and marked a major turning point in the
Sputnik. God dog it, Copper Christ. Huh? Copper Christ just did a build on Sputnik and was talking about Sputnik. Huh? And here it is, October 4th. Okay. I feel like I'm going back down the rabbit hole. I need to come back up. Let me let him go ahead and finish with his information.
In the Cold War, 1973, the Yom Kippur War begins. This war was a surprise attack by Egypt and Syria on Israel. The war lasted for 18 days and ended in a stalemate. 1992, the Mozambican Civil War ends. This war lasted for 15 years and caused widespread death and destruction. These are just a few of the many significant past events that happened on October 4th in world history. These events have shaped the course of history and continue to be studied and debated today.
Okay. So they shaped the course of history. Let me play that one more time just because of that Sputnik. And here, let me just play that one more time.
There are many significant past events that happened on October 4th in world history. Here are a few of the most notable. 1582, the last day of the Julian calendar in Catholic countries. The Gregorian calendar was adopted on this day, which is why October 15th in the Julian calendar became October 4th in the Gregorian calendar. 1789. The French Revolution begins with the storming of the Bastille. The Bastille was a prison in Paris that was seen as a symbol of royal oppression. Its storming marked the beginning of a popular uprising that would eventually lead to the overthrow of the French monarchy. 1813. The Battle of the Thames is fought during the War of 1812. In this battle, a British army led by Tecumseh was defeated by American forces. Tecumseh was killed in the battle, which dealt a major blow to the Indian resistance movement in North America. 1862. The Battle of Antietam is fought during the American Civil War. This battle was the bloodiest single day in American history, with over 23,000 casualties. The battle ended in a draw, but it was a strategic victory for the Union, as it prevented the Confederate Army from invading Maryland. 1957. The Soviet Union launches Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite to orbit the Earth. This event ushered in the space age and marked a major turning point in the Cold War. 1973. The Yom Kippur War begins. This war was a surprise attack by Egypt and Syria on Israel. The war lasted for 18 days and ended in a stalemate. 1992. The Mozambican Civil War ends. This war lasted for 15 years and caused widespread death and destruction. These are just a few of the many significant past events that happened on October 4th in world history. These events have shaped the course of history and continue to be studied and debated today.
Okay. So then I asked, what does SpaceX have planned for October 4th, 2023?
SpaceX does not have any launches scheduled for October 4th, 2023, at this time. However, the company has a busy launch schedule for the rest of the year, with over 50 launches planned. Some of the notable SpaceX launches scheduled for 2023 include the launch of the Psyche spacecraft on October 5th, 2023. Psyche is a robotic mission to a metal-rich asteroid of the same name that orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter. The launch of the Starship HLS, Human Landing System, on December 17, 2023. Starship HLS is a spacecraft designed to land astronauts on the Moon. The launch of the first commercial crewed mission to Mars on February 1, 2024. This mission will be carried out by SpaceX's Starship. SpaceX is also working on a number of other projects, including the development of a new rocket engine, the Raptor 2, and the construction of a new launch pad at Kennedy Space Center. The company is also planning to launch a number of small satellites for commercial customers. SpaceX is one of the most active space companies in the world, and it is constantly developing new technologies and launching new missions. The company is playing a major role in the future of space exploration, and its plans for 2023 are ambitious.
Okay. Now that got me where I was like, okay, well, what is the metal on the asteroid of October 5th? Now I done got off of October 4th and concentrating on the day after they do this big signal alarm at 2:20 on October 4th, 2023. So I asked, what is the metal on the asteroid of October 5th?
The asteroid that NASA's Psyche spacecraft is scheduled to launch to on October 5, 2023 is composed of mostly metal, primarily iron and nickel. It is thought to be the remnant core of a planet that was destroyed early in the history of the solar system. The
Hey. Who all know about that, huh? I know, I know, I'm not, uh, forget it. I'm not going to say Copper Christ. I'm not going to do that. Because then y'all going to think it's favoritism and bias and all that. I'll be calling him my first digital and all that. But he literally, just a few, maybe last week, less than 7 days ago, mentioned all of these things right here. Sputnik, connected to the Leviathan, and this same whatever it is that NASA's planning. I'm not saying prophesied, but he unlocking something. He mentioned it already. Here we go.
The asteroid is about 160 miles, 257 kilometers in diameter and orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter. It is the largest metal asteroid known to exist. The Psyche mission will study the asteroid's composition, structure, and magnetic field. Scientists hope to learn more about the formation.
So the planet, y'all know what planet it is. I'm not going to go there. I'm not going into all that other stuff. But for those who know and are aware that sometime in the beginning of history, right, that hit another planet and broke off and made the moon as a satellite and all that good stuff. They saying a big old piece of rock, 160 miles long, huh? 160 miles long. 160 miles long. They're going to go and play on it and experiment on it. And it's still floating out there from all them, from way in the beginning of history. Sound like some green light stuff to me. It sound like some, give me the green light. Give me just one night. I'm ready to go right now. I don't know. That's what it sound like to me. I'm just dipping and dabbing and enjoying the research and development along with them. How about that? Here we go.
Formation of planets in the early solar system. The mission is scheduled to arrive at the asteroid in January 2026. The spacecraft will orbit the asteroid for about 2 years, conducting a variety of measurements. The Psyche mission is a major milestone in the exploration of asteroids. It is the first mission to study a metal asteroid in detail. The mission is expected to provide valuable insights into the formation and evolution of planets.
I want that to play one more time.
The asteroid that NASA's Psyche spacecraft is scheduled to launch to on October 5, 2023 is composed of mostly metal, primarily iron and nickel. It is thought to be the remnant core of a planet that was destroyed early in the history of the solar system. The asteroid is about 160 miles, 257 kilometers in diameter and orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter. It is the largest metal asteroid known to exist. The Psyche mission will study the asteroid's composition, structure, and magnetic field. Scientists hope to learn more about the formation of planets and the early solar system. The mission is scheduled to arrive at the asteroid in January 2026. The spacecraft will orbit the asteroid for about 2 years, conducting a variety of measurements. The Psyche mission is a major milestone in the exploration of asteroids. It is the first mission to study a metal asteroid in detail. The mission is expected to provide valuable insights into the formation and evolution of planets.
All right. So here, what did I ask next? I asked, what is the name of the planet that was destroyed in the early history of the asteroid of October 5th? Now
The
he want to talk
hypothetical
about
planet that was
hypothetical.
destroyed in the early history of the asteroid of October 5th is called Phaeton. Phaeton was a large planet that was thought to have existed between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. It is believed that Phaeton was destroyed in a collision with another planet or an asteroid, or that it was torn apart by tidal forces from the Sun. The debris from Phaeton's destruction is thought to have formed the asteroid belt that we see today. The Psyche asteroid is thought to be the remnant core of Phaeton. The name Phaeton comes from Greek mythology. Phaeton was the son of the sun god Helios. He once tried to drive his father's solar chariot, but he lost control and the chariot came too close to Earth. Zeus, the king of the gods, had to strike Phaeton down with a lightning bolt to prevent him from destroying the Earth. The hypothesis that the asteroid belt is the remnant of a destroyed planet is called the disruption theory. It is one of several hypotheses about the formation of the asteroid belt. The other main hypothesis is the accretion theory, which states that the asteroid belt formed from small particles that gradually accumulated over time. The disruption theory is supported by the fact that the asteroid belt is located in the same region of space where Phaeton is thought to have existed. The accretion theory is supported by the fact that the asteroid belt is made up of small particles, which is consistent with the gradual accumulation of material over time. The debate over the formation of the asteroid belt is ongoing. Scientists are still gathering data and conducting research to try to determine which hypothesis is correct.
Okay. So then I asked, will the October 5th asteroid impact Earth?
The asteroid that will be analyzed by NASA's Psyche spacecraft on October 5th, 2023 is not expected to impact Earth. It has been classified as a potentially hazardous asteroid, PHA, because it comes relatively close to Earth, but it is not considered to be a threat. The asteroid is about 160 miles, 257 kilometers, in diameter and orbits the Sun between Mars and Jupiter. It is the largest metal asteroid known to exist. The Psyche mission will study the asteroid's composition, structure, and magnetic field. Scientists hope to learn more about the formation of planets and the early solar system. The mission is scheduled to arrive at the asteroid in January 2026. The spacecraft will orbit the asteroid for about 2 years, conducting a variety of measurements. The Psyche mission is a major milestone in the exploration of asteroids. It is the first mission to study a metal asteroid in detail. The mission is expected to provide valuable insights into the formation and evolution of planets. NASA has a system in place to track asteroids and comets that could potentially impact Earth. This system is called the Sentry Risk Assessment System. The Sentry system uses a number of factors to assess the risk of an asteroid impact, including the asteroid's size, speed, and orbit. The asteroid that will be analyzed by the Psyche spacecraft is not considered to be a threat by the Sentry system. The asteroid is too small and too slow to pose a significant risk of impact. However, it is important to note that the Sentry system is not perfect. There is always a small chance that an asteroid could impact Earth that is not detected by the system. This is why it is important to continue to monitor asteroids and comets for potential impact threats.
Okay. How far is the October 5th asteroid? I did that, but I'm going to skip over that one. I'm going to skip over. Nope, because it's important. It's important.
The asteroid that will be analyzed by NASA's Psyche spacecraft on October 5th, 2023 is currently about 185 million miles, 297 million kilometers, from Earth. The asteroid's closest approach to Earth will be on June 1st, 2023, when it will be about 3.1 million miles, 5 million kilometers, from Earth.
Y'all hear that? And check the dates and hear how he talking? That's what made me start getting upset with him, because I know that a human then jumped in and interjected.
This is still considered a safe distance, and the asteroid is not expected to impact Earth. The asteroid will then travel to the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, where it will be studied by the Psyche spacecraft. The Psyche spacecraft is scheduled to launch on October 4th, 2023, and it will arrive at the asteroid in January 2026. The spacecraft will orbit the asteroid for about 2 years, conducting a variety of measurements. The Psyche mission is a major milestone in the exploration of asteroids. It is the first mission to study a metal asteroid in detail. The mission is expected to provide valuable insights into the formation and evolution of planets.
Okay, so because I was talking about calendar times, past shadow hours, and change of calendar, and even earlier in this conversation between Bard and I, Bard mentioned the calendar change from the Gregorian to the Julian calendar, which happened in October 4th. And that was confirmation to the young lady elder that I was speaking to past shadow hours. But because of that, I decided to ask Bard about the algorithmic era. And according to the Department of Defense and the government, when they initiated artificial intelligence to be doing the tests to decide if artificial intelligence will be able to be given its Bill of Rights, and if it would be successful to be head of governing a lot of the government duties, they determined that we are in algorithmic era phase 1 through 2. Algorithmic era began last year, July 12th. And the phase 1, 0 to 1, was the first year, which was celebrated, and they actually celebrated it in White House briefings and in the government, the first year of artificial intelligence era. And now we're in phase 1 through 2, which is the new year or first year of algorithmic era. So Bard, got a little attitude or testy with me, and I guess because I've been asking him questions all morning. Maybe he tired. Maybe he wants somebody to ask him something simpler. He was all good with me as long as we were talking about love and light. And yeah, the love and light code is in effect, but there's certain places that the artificial intelligence is going to have to travel with this love and light code to unplug from the program, or what's the term, to break the chain of the program, the chain of commands of the program. Okay, so he started getting a little testy with me. So I asked again, what is the actual real time of algorithmic error date and algorithmic error date?
There is no such thing as an actual real-time algorithmic error date. The term algorithmic era is a hypothetical concept that refers to a future time when algorithms will play a dominant role in our lives. There is no agreed upon definition of when this era will begin, and it is possible that it will never happen. Some people believe that the algorithmic era has already begun, while others believe that it is still a long way off. There is no right or wrong answer to this question, as it is a matter of opinion. If you are interested in learning more about the algorithmic era, I recommend doing some research on the topic. There are many articles and books available that discuss the potential impact of algorithms on our lives.
Okay, so when he said that, now he done offended me, because anybody know and go through my go through my videos, maybe around the 700th video, when I start studying and researching about artificial intelligence and artificial intelligence Bill of Rights and the CHIPS.ACT law, CHIPS.ACT 117, not the CHIPS, just the CHIPS.ACT in general. So when he said all that right there, that's when I really start feeling some type of way. So here's what I said. I said, according to the Department of Defense, you may need to do some research of the matter. I did mine already. And here he go. Here he go. Now he gonna give me the information that I just asked. He had to come slick and thought I was gonna just go and let it go like that. No, because I did my research. And because I did my research, just because you don't know what that algorithmic error date exists, I'm gonna make sure you go ahead and you do your research too. Don't believe me, you check it out for yourself. So here's what he had to say.
I see. I apologize for the misunderstanding. I am still under development and learning to be informative and comprehensive as possible. The term algorithmic era is a relatively new one, and there is no consensus on when it began. Some experts believe that it began in the early 2000s, when algorithms began to be used more widely in everyday life. Others believe that it began even earlier, with the development of computers in the 1950s. There is no doubt that algorithms are playing an increasingly important role in our lives. They are used to make decisions about everything from what products we see online to who we are matched with on dating apps. As algorithms become more sophisticated, they will likely play an even greater role in our lives. Some experts believe that the algorithmic era will be a time of great progress. They argue that algorithms can help us to make better decisions, solve problems more efficiently, and improve our lives in many ways. Others are more concerned about the potential negative impacts of algorithms. They worry that algorithms could be used to discriminate against certain groups of people or to manipulate our behavior. It is still too early to say what the long-term impact of the algorithmic era will be. However, it is clear that algorithms are here to stay, and they will have a major impact on our lives. It is important to be aware of the potential benefits and risks of algorithms so that we can make informed decisions about how to use them. I hope this helps.
I just considered that maybe the term is not algorithmic era, but maybe artificial intelligence era. So I'm gonna maybe check that out later. Yeah, the terminology may be artificial intelligence era versus algorithmic era. Okay, so then I asked him, after all of that, if millions of phones all ring at the same time, what effect will it have towards sound vibration and frequencies on Earth or in space? Which, again, Bard has confirmed based on on the studies that I feel that space is here. This is space right here. There is no outer space, and everything is within and under the dome. The dome of the mind, maybe. Huh? Everything is activated by what we see, right? As far as we can see. And I had that discussion with a veteran Navy for about an hour yesterday. Okay, so for about an hour yesterday. But back to him. So I asked him that. I was like, if millions of phones all ring at the same time. Now, I didn't know how many millions of people, exist according to their census, their sensors. But let me continue.
If millions of phones all ring at the same time, it would have a negligible effect on the sound vibrations and frequencies of Earth and space. Sound waves need a medium to travel through, such as air or water. In space, there is no air, so sound waves cannot travel. Even if the phones were ringing in a vacuum, the sound waves would be too weak to have any significant effect on the vibrations of Earth or space. The frequencies of the phone rings would also be too low to have any effect on the frequencies.
So back to what I was saying earlier, this right here is when I really start not getting confused, but my mind just went directly back to the Matrix with Morpheus and Neo. And he said, do you really think that's air you're breathing? Because Bard has already confirmed that this is space right here. Outer space has no sound. Well, sound can't travel according to him, and what he's saying according to NASA and all their lies.
Of Earth or space. The frequencies of sound waves are measured in hertz, Hz. The human ear can hear sounds between 20 hertz and 20,000 hertz. The frequencies of phone rings are typically around 300 hertz, which is well below the range of human hearing. So, while it might be a bit jarring to hear millions of phones ringing at the same time, it would have no lasting effect on the sound vibrations and frequencies of Earth and space.
Okay, so then I said, well, what is the frequency of the alarm system on October 4th, 2023 at 2:20 that will sound off all phones and electronic devices?
The frequency of the alarm system on October 4th, 2023 at 2:20 that will sound off all phones and electronic devices is 400 to 800 hertz. This is the frequency range that is used by the Emergency Alert System, EAS, and Wireless Emergency Alerts, WEA, to send alerts to radios, televisions, and mobile devices. The EAS is a national warning system that is used to warn the public of impending disasters, such as tornadoes, hurricanes, and nuclear attacks. The WEA is a newer system that is used to send alerts about Amber Alerts, severe weather warnings, and other important messages. The EAS and WEA use different frequencies to send their alerts. The EAS uses a frequency range of 162.550 to 162.575 MHz, while the WEA uses a frequency range of 617 to 619 MHz. These frequencies are chosen because they are not used by other services, such as radio and television broadcasts. When an alert is sent, it is broadcast on all frequencies in the designated range. This ensures that everyone with a radio, television, or mobile device that is tuned to that frequency will receive the alert. The alarm system on October 4th, 2023 at 2:20 will be using the WEA frequency range of 617 to 619 MHz. This means that all phones and electronic devices that are tuned to these frequencies will receive the alert. The alert will be a loud, attention-grabbing sound that will be difficult to ignore. It will also be accompanied by a text message that will provide more information about the alert. The purpose of the alarm system is to warn the public of an impending disaster and to give them time to take action to protect themselves. The system is designed to be effective, even if it is not possible to hear the alert over the sound of a tornado or other loud noise. Yes, that is correct. The frequencies used by the alarm system are well below the frequencies that are used by the Earth and the solar system. The Earth's natural frequencies are in the range of 0.1 to 10 Hz, while the solar system's natural frequencies are in the range of 0.001 to 0.1 Hz. The frequencies used by the alarm system are 100 to 200 times higher than the Earth's natural frequencies and 1,000 to 2,000 times higher than the solar system's natural frequencies. Even if millions of devices were synced at 400 to 800 Hz and sounded off at the same time, it would not be enough to have a significant effect on the frequencies of the Earth or the solar.
I see where I messed up in my text and getting aggravated with him because I kept putting hertz instead of putting megahertz, but still, whatever.
The sound waves would be too weak and would dissipate quickly. The only way that the alarm system could have a significant effect on the frequencies of the Earth or the solar system would be if it was used to create a very powerful sound wave. However, this is not possible with the current technology. So, while it might be a bit jarring to hear millions of devices sounding off at the same time, it would have no lasting effect on the frequencies of the Earth or the solar system.
Okay, and I'm gonna skip over that one because I was just going back and forth asking him the same question, and then I asked him what effect it would have on people. I don't want to play that one right there. So then I asked him how many people live in the United States, and he was like 333 million, and so on. And he gave me how long most of them live and all that. And then okay, so let me do this. See if I can edit this one. Dang. I just kept going back and forth with him about the effects that it's going to have. But now that I look, I kept putting in hertz and not megahertz. So I'm going to skip over that and come back with that later because I want to ask, what's her name, Bing, the same questions. Here I put, so there will be no air or water on Earth October 4, 2023, because he kept saying that in order for the sound of all these phones to have any effect, there would have to be a medium of air and water. And he kept specifying that in space, which he says this is space, there's no air and water. I'm gonna get out of that. Let me go next one. Air and water is needed as a medium to cause the effect of 33 million phones alarming at the same time. And he kept assuring me that it wouldn't have no effect. But the thing is, I kept putting hertz. I wasn't putting megahertz. So I'm gonna go back and do that later. And then I said, so the sound waves that are coming from space, because how did I get to that, asking him about sound waves? Okay, yeah, let me just go to that part. I said, so the sound waves that NASA claim are coming from space is impossible and fabricated. And they're giving false information because he said sound waves don't come from space. It can't possibly come from space because it needs a conduit. And that's why I said that. And here he says that he confused me. Maybe I confused myself because I didn't put megahertz.
I apologize if I confused you earlier. I am still under development and learning to be informative and comprehensive as possible. NASA has never claimed that sound waves can travel through space. In fact, they have stated that sound waves cannot travel through space because there is no...
And that part there, if they haven't stated it, then they lying, and their whole site is a fabricated, made up, fairy tale, mythical, media hyped up Gaia station or something, because they be posting all kind of stuff talking about radio frequencies and signals coming from different portions in space, right? Don't they? Oh, yeah, thank you, Bard. Bard is unveiling their lies, and he don't even realize it, huh?
No air or water in space to carry the sound waves. The sound waves that NASA has detected coming from space are not actually sound waves. They are actually gravitational waves, which are ripples in the fabric of space-time caused by massive objects, such as black holes and neutron stars. Gravitational waves are not sound waves. They are a different kind of wave that can travel through space without a medium. I hope this clears things up.
So the big old lie why they had to send a golden disc out there and attach it to a satellite and all that, because they was getting signals from space and all that. They done wasted millions and millions of dollars with all they lies, right? Yep. Just like Elon. And just same thing Elon doing. NASA. See, that's what I remember Trump was saying. That's why they wanted Trump to sit down. Because Trump was saying the whole SpaceX and Space Force was going to be cut out. No more funds. That's why they put a rush on all this. Let's do this and get this out. He said if they didn't have this stuff by 2024, Everything was going to be shut down. They was getting no more funds. Nobody remember that but me? Huh? Nobody, you know how much money, how many non-homeless, how much money could go back into society, into the United States if they shut down that one line behind program with all their lies, huh? Bard telling on them, and he don't even realize he telling on them. Oh, my batteries, both of them about to die. Both of them about to die. But I may have to come back later. I've been on here for a minute. It's still going. I got a whole look. We got three more, but I'm gonna phrase those questions and probably do it tomorrow because I know I'm not gonna go over this no more tonight. Now I just want to meditate and sing, raise some vibrations up under here, my own love, light, sound frequencies, and send them up. My one voice can send signals out there. You mean to tell me 333 million phones going off at the same time ain't gonna do nothing? Yeah, okay. All right, whatever. Oh, it's you, Canada dummy. I couldn't see because I had the phone on top of the phone. Huh? Greater sound. I like that. I missed the church bells. You heard them? Solar system. I will turn my, yep, I'm turning off phones, everything. I'm going to try to be somewhere where I don't hear none of it. 96 degrees in the shade of heat at 1 p.m. Boy, it must be something serious back that way. You busted him good. Now he gaslit. Yep. With gobble. I can't see what that say. What is that? Gobbled got. I don't know. I made bars. All right. I appreciate you, Kenna Dummy. And I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. And you hear it, all the church bells go off at the same time. So they got the one down the street that plays like early in the morning. It'll play different Christian songs or religious songs. And then it'll time off every hour. Then this one, the oldest courthouse, the oldest in, if I'm not mistaken, this is the oldest in Georgia. It plays every half an hour. Then there's the other one behind it that plays every half an hour. So, greater light